clash of the titans, the tech titans, that is. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman speaking out after Elon Musk offered $97 billion to buy Altman's company.
Here's Altman yesterday on Bloomberg.
I mean, look, OpenAI is not for sale. The OpenAI mission is not for sale. Elon tries all sorts of things for a long time. This is this week's episode.
You take it seriously at all? What do you think he's trying to drive at with this?
I think he's probably just trying to slow us down. He obviously is a competitor. He's working hard and has raised a lot of money for XAI, and they're trying to compete with us from a technological perspective, from getting the product into the market. And I wish he would just compete by building a better product, but I think there's been a lot of tactics, many lawsuits, all sorts of other crazy stuff. Now this.
Do you think Musk's approach then is from a position of insecurity about XAI?
Probably his whole life is from a position of insecurity. I feel for the guy.
You feel for him?
I do, actually. I don't think he's like a happy person. I do feel for him.
Okay. Do you worry that he has this proximity to the president and that he can influence the decision-making of the US presidency and policies around this agenda on AI?
Not particularly. Maybe I should, but not particularly. I mean, I try to just wake up and think about how we're going to make our technology better.
Okay.
Musk made the almost $100 billion offer with a group of investors this week.
Initially, Altman had responded to Musk's offer on X by writing, "No, thank you, but we will buy Twitter for $9.74 billion if you want." Musk then responded by calling the OpenAI head a swindler and scam Altman.
Musk co-founded OpenAI with Altman and a handful of others. The feud between the two started when Musk sued OpenAI in February 2024, long before the existence of DOGE. Musk alleged that OpenAI had abandoned its non-profit mission.
However, Musk dropped that lawsuit after the company published a blog that had some of his emails. Musk acknowledged in those emails that the company actually needed to make a lot of money to fund certain resources.
Then Musk sued OpenAI in August 2024. He accused the company of fast-tracking artificial general intelligence to maximize profits. Artificial general intelligence is the concept of a machine being able to match or surpass human cognitive capability across many tasks.
The founder of Railway, Jake Cooper, wrote on X, "The rap world has Drake versus Kendrick, the tech world has Elon versus Altman."
And ex-content creator Sawyer Merritt wrote, "Interesting, Elon's lawyer says that all of the money from Elon's and his group's $97.4 billion OpenAI buyout offer would be used exclusively to further OpenAI's original charitable mission, should OpenAI accept the offer." Now, Sam Altman said publicly he wasn't at OpenAI for the money and was doing it because he loves it. So essentially, Elon is putting Sam in a tough spot by pushing him to prove that what he said is actually true. And that's what's going on here, I suppose.
Yes.
So these are two men who've had a feud for a long time.
A contentious relationship.
Professional
Yes.
and personal rivalry. That ex-commentator thought of Kendrick versus Drake. I thought of Tesla versus Edison, which is a tech feud from the late 1800s, a fascinating one in the current wars to come up with the better uses of electricity. These are two very smart people who are doing very interesting and exciting things and hate each other.
Yes.
And have sued, or at least Elon has sued Sam Altman. Sam Altman was ousted from the board of OpenAI briefly, I believe.
Right.
And then the employees all said they would resign unless he was brought back. And so then he was brought back. It's kind of hard to parse. Neither of us are expert enough to quite parse what's going on here. Maybe we should get somebody on the show who knows the inner workings of these things a bit better than we do. However, I personally don't begrudge if Sam Altman makes money inventing good artificial intelligence. I guess it's Elon doesn't like his that he portrays himself as this altruistic, charitable person when he's actually going to make gazillions from this if it's ever successful.
Right. But then when Elon left, he actually, of course, now has his own AI venture. So, I mean, there is, as Altman pointed out there, rivalry in a business sense as well as just personal animosity. Having said that, the personal animosity is far more amusing, I must say. I mean, particularly Altman saying that Elon's whole life is a reaction to insecurity or whatever exactly he said there. That was a pretty sharp dig.
It is,
I
but
imagine there'll be others coming back.
But I am amused by what he doesn't say. Then he was asked by that interviewer, Elon is like running the whole government. Are you worried that that's going to be bad for you. And then on that he said, no, not really. He's not joining into the Elon is causing a constitutional crisis, blah, blah, blah. Put me in with the resistance, because Sam Altman actually has a very combative relationship at the moment with progressive Democrats. I did a radar on this a couple weeks ago that Elizabeth Warren threatened him over his support or his personal donation to the Trump inaugural fund. So even though Sam Altman has a rivalry with Elon Musk, he does not want to be perceived as anti-Republicans or anti-Trump or throwing in with Democrats, which speaks to, while there are going to be rivalries and there should be competition. It's a good thing for America, for tech innovation, that there's competition between these two very wealthy, quasi-eccentric innovators who are trying to come up with the best technology. Competition is good. It's how we win. It should be fair competition. I don't think Elon should use these levers of power he has to benefit his companies in some way. It should be fair and open competition, because a better technology will emerge, and then we will be able to beat China, which should be the main goal.
Yeah, and I think the key point in all of that is that Elon should not be able to use the levers of power to advantage his own companies. We will debate that in more extensive fashion whenever we discuss his appearance in the Oval Office yesterday. But I'm not familiar with the minutiae of exactly why Elon Musk left OpenAI, other than it's this general sense that we've already discussed. But Altman just seems to me to be a more modulated, nuanced individual. I don't know exactly how his eccentricity presents itself, but what he said in that interview seemed completely defensible to me. And as you say, he wasn't drawn into a reflexively, let's say everything damning I possibly can about Elon Musk. He has clear views. He talked about this being the latest episode of their feud, and that seems a reasonable comment to make at the least.
Maybe he might be a little bit more psychologically or neurologically stable. There has been reporting on Elon's alleged, I should always say alleged, recreational drug use and some other things, I think from the Wall Street Journal.
That's right. Wall Street Journal did a very
alleged that he
report
was
on
a regular user of ketamine, and that may have impacted him. That's, again, according to, not me, according to reporting from, I believe, the Wall Street Journal or some other publication.
Sure. Quite aside from that issue, I just think in terms of his persona, more so actually on X than in person, it's just very intemperate a lot of the time, and that's why I find him kind of tiresome in that particular format.
Coming up next, a new book out next month lays out the extent to which the Trump campaign was worried about Iran killing Trump. We'll speak to the author coming up next.